Good afternoon, crafty friends. Welcome to my craft room and another fun made to surprise 6th birthday celebration. So I am delighted to have you here. I wasn't planning on doing this Friday live. I decided to do it because I was meant to go live with my crafty friend Benita on Thursday afternoon. And unfortunately, there was internet issues and I was freezing and everything. It was such a pity because we were both so looking forward to going live together and, you know, having the banter. It's always great when I go live with Benita. So yeah, I decided, well, look, I have everything prepped over here. I might as well do a live. So here I am. And I'm just chuffed to be able to celebrate the Made to Surprise brand with all of you. I am Sam's official Made to Surprise ambassador, and I love that. I love everything Made to Surprise. Most of my products are all Made to Surprise, and any of you who know me know that. So anyway, I'm waxing on lyrical. There is a link down in the description. It's a pinned link during the live, and it's for Craftworld. It will bring you to Craftworld, where if you purchase anything over there, I'll get a little bit of a kickback, and it costs nothing extra for you. So if you do decide to shop in Craftworld, if you could use my affiliated link, I would be delighted. It is also in the description below. There is also going a list in that description of the Ohuhu markers that I'll be using, links to all the things. It's down there. So if in doubt, check it out. Right, I'm going to say hello to everyone who has taken the time to join me today, and I'm going to start from the top. First was my hubby, Mad Mike. He is working from home today, so he's got 2 screens on the go. We have my moderator, who is Benita. Benita is under a pile of papers. She's highlighted in blue in the chat, and she will be keeping an eye on you. If any of you have any questions or comments that you'd like me to see, please do put them in capital letters. That way I have more of a chance of seeing your comment. Benita also will shout at me in capital letters if I miss something. We have 32 people watching at the moment, and we have a nice array of comments there. I've gone back up to the top so I can say hello to Jeanette, hello to Saz, hello to Cara from Under a Pile of Papers. We have, let's see, Cara, sorry. Hello to Cara. Cara is Little Rabbit Designs. Well, start of a live, it's always like lots going on. And we have Beth Lowe is here as well. And I'm trying to scroll up my comments, and my tablet is asking me, do you want to block that person? I don't want to block that person. I want to read the comments. We have Manic Stitcher, Donna from DD Paper Crafts. Who else? Alicia, my daughter, is there. So thank you for prompting, Alicia. She's saying hello to everyone. I would like to say hello to Jane, hello to Arlen. They're sat on the couch watching Nana. Dada has a day off today, so he's there with Mama Alicia. So hello to Jane and Arlen, and thank you for watching. Look at Nana's on the telly. Who else do we have? We have Becky is here. Kay is here. Afternoon, Kay. We have Barbara Hickey is here as well. Pauline, Carmen, and Hayley. Hayley is the DT for Sam, and Hayley is Hayley's Cards. So if you'd like to see lots of Made to Surprise, then pop over to Hayley's channel. Hayley has got an unboxing for the latest collection. Sam's collection went live today, and it is an amazing collection. It's a circle waterfall mechanism, and I've never seen that before, so it's very, very clever. And there's lots of really cool products, stamps and dies, etc. that go with it, so I definitely recommend have a look at the collection. If you pop over to Hayley has got also a video release today. She does a Fun Fold Friday and she has a card up for that as well, so I've definitely got to encourage you all, if you're not familiar with Hayley, pop over and visit Hayley's channel. She's an awesome crafter and an awesome lady. Let's see. I think that is everyone. Have I missed anyone? Tez, I miss Tez. I miss Tammy. Hi Tammy. Hi Tez. Joan is there as well. Helen Pattison is here. Ali is in there as well. Ali Bush. Rita, good afternoon Rita. It's lovely to have you here, my crafty sister. Yeah, I think we're all caught up. We are all caught up. Brilliant. So I'm going to go down to the desk. I'm going to show you what I am going to be crafting with today. It's along the lines of what Benita did yesterday, because we were taking the same mechanism and she was going to do her thing with it and I was going to do my thing with it. So we're going to be using the folding, 3D folding mechanism. But I just want to say here, thumbs up guys if you're watching and enjoying. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber too. Okay, so let's move down to the table. And there we go. These are mostly the products that I'm going to use. I'm just going to get comfortable. I kind of feel like I was going for a job interview. In other words, I can relax now. There's always a fear that something's going to go wrong at the beginning. So this is the fun mechanism that I'm using. It's the 3D folding mechanism and it gives you a fab style folding card. And I love this. This is up there with one of my favorites along with the showstopper dies. And you know I'm going to be doing something different with it. I will be using the stand part of the dies and I have them all in here. So this is basically, you'll need 2 of these for our stand and then 7 of these. And I'll go through it all when I get to that with you, so that if you want to craft along, I'd love if you were crafting along, and there is links and a description of everything using in the description below. So there's that. I've stamped out some of these, the Make-A-Wish A5 stamp and die set. I love this. This has got to be a new, for me, it's going to be one I'm going to go to a lot. I think there's lots of great images in this for colouring. Brilliant sentiment poem for inside. Now, if you know me, if you watched last Wednesdays, you'll know I love all this. So that's what I'm using. Of course, I'm using my large modern numbers. Sam brought out some new numbers today. So I can't wait for them to arrive. It's part of the collection, but I'm going to be using this one because this card is for a special young lady who will be turning 4 in June. So this is going to be her card, because the card I made on Wednesday was for a 6th birthday, celebrating MTS being 6. And that card went in the post to Sam. I didn't change it. I put a 4 on it for my granddaughter. I got mixed up. Anyway, it's Mixed Up Crafts. So they're those products. Now, with the mechanism I'm going to put onto this, which is going to be part of our folding mechanism, I have put a circle on this. Now, this is going to have a spinning element, and I've done this before on a basic card, which I made for my mother-in-law. It was full of cats, and the cats spin around or they chase each other. But I wanted to do one with the images from that stamp set. So to do the spinning element that I'm going to make, you could use the 6x6 swivel and see, and that will give you something. You'll need a nice big area. I'm going for a smaller one. So if you wanted to use this, let me just bring it up. I have it here. Oops, and I dropped one. Right, so for a larger one using Sam's Swivel and See set, I have die cut out a circle which measures, it's just over 7¼ it's 7 3/8. And onto that then, if you die cut out the frame and put that on top, you don't glue this or anything. The middle part of it, you die cut out 4 or 5 times and you stick them together. And I have that, but it fell off the shelf. Let me grab it. I'm always afraid my chair is going to go whoop and fly away. So this would be the part that you would die cut out from the center, and it sits in here like this. And then you take a piece that goes over the top of that. I might as well bring this up. This is the one I was going to make and I changed my mind. So what you will need to do then is die cut out another piece. It doesn't matter how big this is, as long as it covers up this inner piece. This then gets glued onto this, which is glued onto our pink piece. And when that sits there, this whole thing spins around. So that's what I was going to do, but I figured I'd go a little bit smaller. So if you want to use this set, making this mechanism, you can do it. So because I want to go smaller, let me put this underneath. I'm going to use some nested circle dies that I have in my stash. Now again, Simply Made Crafts did a shutterbox die, and again you could use the center die cut out the smaller one, and you could make your mechanism using that. And I pulled that out just to show you in case people have that. I think Lawn Fawn, some of the American companies, they have that iris shutter die, whatever you want to call it. But if you don't have any of them, you could just use some stitched or regular nested circles, and that's what I'm going to use today. So let's have a quick read in the comments, because I know I've missed a lot. I see there's 37 watching at the moment and I'm missing some comments, so hopefully I haven't missed anything too much. Let's see. That's the mechanism that you won today. That's right, Benita. That one I just put away is the mechanism Benita one, and it's fab. I made a brilliant trifold card, showstopper card with that. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's lots of conversation going on down there, so that's great. I haven't missed anything. Right, so I've die cut out a circle, and this piece measures 6¼ inches, and then my height altogether is 7 3/4. So this is going to be a big card, and once we have it all put together, I'll tell you what size envelope you're going to need and how I creatively get around that. So I have 2 of these circles die cut. One is plain and one has my stamp sentiment on it already. And then what I have done is I have sandwiched between that my stand. So let me get this out. So with this, you get 4 different size pieces, as well as the main legs. So these are the main legs in that. This is what our piece is going to sit on. And then onto those, you need 7 of these. And I tend to do 2 the same. So I have 2 this size, I have 2 this size, and 2 this size, more or less. So that's those 6 for inner stand. And then I have done one of the larger ones, and I have sandwiched that in between this piece. So we had one of the larger ones, and then that got sandwiched between my 2 white pieces. And then what we'll do is we will pop these in here in all these places. These go in, and this then all stabilizes our whole standing piece. I'm going to move that out of the way. Then what we need, using our nesting dies that I have here, I have taken some of those, and I have taken, these all sit in like so, right? So I have taken my largest one to die cut out my 2 white circles. I have then taken these 2 to make up a frame, and I have die cut this out once. Then I took the centerpiece and I die cut that out 4 times. So our frame will give us this, our inner die will give us this, and then what I've done is I've die cut just the inner die another 3 or 4 times, and that will give us this piece. So that will sit in there and our mechanism will slide around it. So now I'll give you some measurements. So I have given you the measurements for our large circle, which is 6 1/4. My frame is just over 5 inches. It's 5 1/8, and that's because it's a die. Then my inner circle measures 2 1/2. So like I said, I know it's all in white, so it's kind of hard for you to see, but we will take our frame. This will sit on our main circle here, and we'll make sure that we have a nice even border going the whole way around. Then I will take this piece. Now, what I did is when you glue all these pieces together, you might find that it's rough, you know. I have an emery board or a nail file that I keep in my craft room, and what I did was, and you can see it there, I went all around the edge like that once it was glued and the glue had dried, and then I just went over it with my hand to get any little bits off. You can take your embossing buddy and go around the edge as well, or you could take a little piece of wax, you know, from a tea light or something like that, and go around the edge and buff that off. Whatever you think yourself, you just want to make sure that this edge is nice and smooth. That way, when you sit this in here and this piece gets glued down, then you will find that your frame piece will then spin around like so. And when we put our piece then that will go on top, and this piece measures 3 inches in width, I'll sit that on top. This piece will get glued onto our centerpiece. That'll sit down there like so, and then when you move this around, it'll spin. Now I've taken some of my images and I have them here. I've taken the 4 and I've put some foam behind that. I'm going to stick that on there like so. I have stamped my lovely little frogs, these ones here, and this one has got a chin on it, but I think he looks like a sad frog. So I took a craft knife and I cut his chin out, because this little piece here is actually his smiley mouth, and to me it looked like his nose and a frown. So I cut the frown or the chin and it gave me this, and I think he looks like a much happier little frog. And because I drew the mouth in myself, I kind of had a look at what kind of mouth I want to give him. So although those are the same frog, because I changed the mouth and where it is and how it looks, they look like 2 different little frogs. Now you could do some mirror stamping, so you could have one frog facing that way and the other froggy looking that way, but I didn't go to that trouble. But you could do that, or you could stamp your image a couple of times, then scan that and save it to your laptop, your computer. You could then do some reverse mirroring, print up that, and then you get some frogs that are the other way around that you can colour in, fussy cut out, and away you go. So I thought I would put maybe one frog there and another frog tucked in under here or something. We'll get to that, because when it comes to decoration, I make decisions. I'm going to do it this way and that way, and then when I come to do it, I don't do it that way at all. But I do have my two little frogs that I want to have, because that makes 4 balloons. And in my mind, that just was perfect. I've also done some of the gift boxes. I have stamped the images down there. I use the VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink. I make sure it's dry. Mind you, last week I did use the Nocturne ink like 5 minutes after I'd stamped, and there was no bleeding. So I think if you're careful with your colouring, if you use that, but I like it for a darker colour. I find the Memento is a kind of a browny black, whereas the VersaFine is more of a black, you know. So I have stamped images, I've coloured some, I've also coloured and fussy cut some of them using my Ohuhus, and the list of Ohuhus that I used is down in the description. And the colour theme I'm going with are all the colours my little granddaughter loves. She is a massive fan. If you ask her, what's your favourite colour, Jane? I bet she said red. Jane loves red. So I've gone with red, and I've mixed the colours up. And I haven't used reds with traditional colours, I don't think. But yeah, so that's what I've done. I've also got some pink and purples to do, because purple is Mama's favourite colour and pink is Nana's favourite colour. So all the colours that I know Jane would like to see on her card. So I'm going to colour this in with you as well. And like I said, I have all my Ohuhu markers here, but they are listed in the description down below. And what I find really handy to do, and I'm just going to lean back here, I've got all my Ohuhu markers swatched out. My towers, which is just there, are from Amazon. There's a link in the description. You can have them standing upright like this, or you can have them horizontal, and that's what I've done here. I have laid them down, so they're 15 markers across. And what I did then was I gave numbers to each of my swatches. So if I'm looking for R57, I just go to number 5 down and 3 across. And when I go to my towers, then I just look for that and I can pull out the marker, and it makes it easier then when I'm putting the markers back. I've also taken a swatch sheet, and this is available on my Facebook page, but I can pop it into a YouTube post if you would like. I have taken, it's just some squares that you can colour in, you can see there, and I put a plus between the 3 and then equals. So what I've done is I've put a dark, a medium and a light, and they're the colours that they are, and then I've put the blend in. So I found if I wanted to look for colours in my Ohuhu markers, I can go to my swatch sheet and go, yeah, I want to mostly use these pinks, these purples, and these teals in my colours, and I know which ones I'm looking at. And when I find the markers here in my swatch sheet there, I know exactly where to find them on my towers. So I don't know if that is any good to some of you, but that's just something that really helps me in my colouring. I've been waffling on quite a bit now, haven't I? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble the mechanism piece. I'm going to pop the colouring, these over here. I'm going to assemble my spinner onto this part. Once I have that done, then I'm going to assemble it up. Can I just give you a quick tip as well. I stamped my poem on the back, and I was really worried about, well, how am I going to make sure that this is straight and it's not wonky when I add this piece in? And to do that, I used my scoreboard. So I put my one circle, the blank one, down like so. And I had it in this orientation. I have lines that I've put on my scoreboard because I find it easy when I want to do things like this. I then just set this one on top. So this is before I glued them together. I set it on like that, and I got it so that my message was straight. Then what I did was I lifted this up a little bit, and I took this piece and I slid it in. And then I made sure that this would line up at the bottom here in my track. So when the whole thing is stood up, I know that my poem is going to be straight to the, you know, the bottom straight edge in this piece. And I found that that for me was a great way to do it. Because the last time I did that, I had it and it was wonky. It wasn't wonky very much, but it was just off a little bit, and that kind of annoyed me. Okay, so we have our frame, we have our inner piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some quick grab glue. Now we could use something like Halal or Beacon 3-in-1, but the quick grab glue is really handy. Now I've got another tip for you, for any of you that have the Misty, the My Sweet Petunia glue press gun. I found that this was kind of blocking up on me after I'd leave it for a little while. So I used to make glue pins that you know, use for with your glues. And the pin that I use a jewellery fixing, because those pins for in jewellery, especially the eye pins that have the little hook at the top, they don't rust, and that's very important. And I had one of these with a little ball tip on it. I hope you can see it there. And what I did was I stuck that into my Misty, and that way I was able to pop that in there, sit it into its stand and not worry about it. Because if I don't, at the end of the day, put on the lid, I would come back to it the next day and I found that the glue, I had to, you know, I'd have to stick a pin on it or something to get it to work, unless I put the cap on. And to be honest, who has the time to think about putting the cap on? I'm usually running out of here to go make dinner or something. Do you know what I mean? So I found having the little pin in there will work a treat, and I just sit it back either in here or on this somewhere on my desk, so when I go to find it, I know exactly where it is. I can't put a dangle on it, otherwise it won't sit into the base. But now, let's see. You are great at waffling, Simone, Benita said. I have so much to impart to you. I have so much to share with you. That's what it is. It could be the Irish in me as well. So we have our frame, we have our inner piece, which has a couple of layers there to give us a bit of dimension. I'm going to sit this on my circle, and I want to get it as even as possible. Does it have to be perfect? No. Perfection can be hard to achieve. So we'll do our best to sit it in there as good as we think. Now you can get a ruler and you can look at it and go, right, I'm half an inch that side, half an inch there, half an inch there. Look at that. I want to keep that there because it's perfect. I am then going to take this piece and I'm going to add my glue to it. Now, if I was here just crafting by myself or crafting and doing a video, I could take my time. I could give the Kalal glue a couple of minutes to actually set for the glue to go off. But I'm going to use the quick grab glue with you here today. And I'm going to sit that into the middle. Now that that is in place, I'm going to take my frame and lift it off. But I'm not going to do any faffing with it because I don't want that inner piece moving around. I want it to stay exactly where it is. And if you have something heavy, you could sit it on top. But I'm just going to leave it like so. And that then can be doing its thing. Now, and I know I have no glue around the edge of this. Nothing has oozed out. So I am quite happy to sit my frame back on. And that should sit on there nicely for you. Yeah, it is. Lovely. And then I'm going to take my top piece and I'm going to add that on. And again, I'm going to use my Misty for this, but this time I'm not adding glue to this. You could if you want, but I'm going to add my glue to my inner piece. And I'm going to do my best not to have any go off over the edge. And once we've that done, then we can add more in there. And I'm going to give it a good bit of liquid adhesive, a good bit of glue there. And then I'm going to sit this on over the top. Now, again, we want to try and sit this so it's centered. Sure, that looks grand to me. Does that look good to you? That looks grand to me. I'm going to add a little pressure on that and then we can leave that. I'm busting to have a look and you can see, look. Now I'm lifting the frame up in order to turn it, but once we have our images on here, we can then turn it, you know. And it doesn't matter if some of our images are off because we'll be putting this into an envelope, so there should be a bit of room around our envelope for that to go into. So now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to assemble this, and that can all then be just drying and doing its thing while I do a bit of colouring. And I know there's lots of chat going on there and I'm missing it all, but I kind of feel it's important to get this piece down and done with you, you know. I'm going to make a little bit of room on the desk for myself. I feel a bit cluttered, so I'll move them out of my way. There we go now. Isn't that grand? Right, so the first thing I want to do is add these. Now generally when you make this as directed in the die set, you can add your main piece like this into the middle, but I actually like to come back one. But it's up to yourself where you want to go. So you can add it into the middle one here or wherever you like. So what I do when I'm gluing these in, because these will slide in and out otherwise, I like to add a little drop of my quick grab glue just to the top there where the hole is. And then I take my side piece and I'm coming from the back to the third one up. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to pop that in there so it's locked in. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this one till it's locked in. Now that little drop of glue up at the top, when that sets, it just locks it into place. So it'll still fold, but it just, if you lift it up, one of the feet or the legs isn't going to fall out. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Now what I'm going to do is set out how I have them. 1, 2, let's see, what have I got? 2 of those, 2 of those, 1 of those. So I want 1, 2, yeah, so I want this one. So that's 1 of those, 1, 2, and 1. And then we want 2 for the back. And you can have whichever ones in whichever order you like. So once you're happy with your order of how they're going to be, these then get glued in, and you could, I'm going to add little decorations, you know, the cakes and the party hats and all the things to these as well. So I'm going to add a little drop of glue to the top there and the top there. And I'm going to glue those in. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to have a little look at the comments to see how we're getting on. There's Monica. I just looked up and there's Monica. Good afternoon, Monica. Monica is what I would like to call a savage crafter. That means brilliant, epic, fantastic. That's what savage means. So she has joined her. There's lots of really great crafters in the comments section there in the live. So if you're looking for some new crafters, have a look at the different ones in the comment section there, and you might find a couple of crafters that you haven't seen before. So there's that one is in. Anyway, what did Monica say? I'm kind of coming in on, yeah, there's some chat in there as well about the ladies who were drawn for the private live with Sam. Oh, Monica's saying, remember to like this video and send some love Simone's way. Thank you, Monica. Definitely give a thumbs up if you're there. Becky says, good thing. All right, she's chatting with Benita there. Hi, Monica. Wow, thanks. Well, it's well deserved. We have some great crafters that join us. Usually Louise from Iced Images is here. She's off in her hollybobs. So I hope she has the weather and has a fab time. Cara from Little Rabbit Designs is a great crafter. Of course, Benita, our moderator, is a great crafter as well. She's under a pile of papers, not literally, but that's her name. I think it's savage, a brilliant name. We have so many great crafters in the comments section, so check them out. Yeah. Becky was saying she was like a kid at Christmas morning when she got her name called out as well. I was so pleased for everyone. Myself and Hayley were saying, oh, will we not be able to go? Like, I'm ambassador and she's DT. I think we'll have to harass Sam over the weekend, Hayley, so we can join. I'm adding the ones on the back now as well. So a little drop of glue there and there. And add that in. And I hope you can see how easy they all slot in. Doesn't that look so cool? And the whole thing stands up beautifully, even with the bigger one that I showed you at the start of the live. That stands up really nicely as well. And I did do a demo to make sure this would work, but I do think it will work. I do have high hopes that it will work. No, it will. I know it will. Yeah, it will. It's working brilliantly. And I like that it's so tactile because I know that Jane will love it. Listen, let's be honest. As an adult, I would love to get something like this. I played with the mother-in-law's cats, one that I made for her. So when you have this piece all lined up with all your pieces, all you need to do is just move it over to the side like that, and the whole thing folds flat. So let's have a look and see what width our envelope needs to be. I'm going to pop that back. So look, you would get away with a 7. It's 7 by 7 3/4. So it's 7 3/4 high, and then when it's folded flat, it's not even 7, it's just over 6 3/4. So an 8 by 8 envelope, this will fit into perfectly. And the thing is, if you use an 8 by 8 envelope, you've got an extra bit of room. So if you imagine that by, you know, you've got all this room to have things sticking out. So you don't necessarily need to have things like, now this one won't fit there because an 8 by 8 envelope, that's going to be much taller. That'll be 9 inches. Now, clever little trick. Grab yourself an A4 envelope, pop your card in that way, so your envelope, A4 envelope, is that way. And, you know, if I show you here with this piece, you will have loads of height. So if you really want to have it tall, then adjust your envelope size accordingly. So I am going to have mine all tucked out. Now the only thing is, well, I suppose when this comes down, yeah, you'll need to be careful because anything that is set on the frame here, if it comes down, it's going to hit off the legs, this piece going across this way. So you need to make sure whatever is in there isn't going to catch on that. So that's the thing. So we need to make sure that our pieces aren't coming over our circle too much. Well, that kind of sucks now, but let's see. Yeah, we've literally, you can get the top of the gift box there. So just a tad over the, but sure, look, that sits in there perfectly. So that'll be fine. I'm delighted. So now the whole thing will go flat. So when we're doing a bit of assembly, we can, you know, we'll be able to sit that on there like that, and that'll go. So let's have a look at some of our images. So we're going to have our 4 up here. We're going to have a little frog, and our little frog can be up there with that because he's still in, and our pieces will slide around behind them, and then we can have another little froggy over here as well. I think that will look great. And then we've got some of our decorations, and I tend to like to balance it. So if I have a big thing here, I want a big thing there. But I mean, we could have it so that our cake is over here. I mean, I'm going to faff once I'm assembling, but again, we need to watch our candles. We may need to take a little bit off the end of some of them, and if we do, sure, you won't see it where it'll be underneath like that. But we've got our little gift boxes and our little hats and another little hat. You know, you can have one up there, one there. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. I just need to colour in some more so I can have them on these pieces raised up. So I'm going to move that over there. I'm going to pull my images in and my markers. I'm going to have a look at some of the comments, and let me know if you're standing up now, you might want to hold on to something. I can zoom in so that you can see better what I'm colouring. This is me zoomed in. Do you want me to zoom in? Because I know the picture isn't crystal clear, but I got a new camera today, folks. I'm so excited to put it up here. So when I zoom in, the picture is going to be crystal clear. It's going to be brilliant. So let me know, do you want me to zoom in or do you want to be zoomed out? So which suits everyone better, zoomed in or zoomed out? Let me know what you prefer. And while you're all busy typing into the comments, in or out, I'm going to have a look. Monica's off to get some shopping. She's going to catch up later. Well, the video stays up and it stays live. So it's not that you'll have to come back when it goes up on replay. It'll be there when you get back, Monica. So you can sit back, relax and enjoy it whenever you like. Looks fab zoomed in, Benita said. Looks okay. In, please. In. I think that's the majority want me to zoom in. Brilliant. So that's what we'll do. And like I said, I won't go through the colours that I'm using at the moment, but they're all listed down below. So let's do a little bit of colouring. That's a better picture. Zoom away, lol. Okay, as in zoom away. Lovely. Right, so I have, in the description, I've done 3 colour blends. But in my colouring, most of them are only a 2 colour blend because that's all you really need for the images, I feel, because they're small enough. So yeah, I want to kind of focus on the pinks. So I'm going to pull out all my pinks, and everything I want pink, I'm going to do pink. And that way then I can have a read of the comments. So you can start on your light colour or start on your dark colour. Well, actually, maybe if I sit the marker there. Hopefully you can see it. I'll try not to get my head under the camera like that, which I did the last time. So let's see, I want to do a pink striped. It's good zoomed in, Becky said. Tammy has got to go as well. She's got the school run. Off you go, Tammy. Like I said, you can come back whenever you like and re-watch it. I have to say I love doing the morning lives. The afternoon ones, you've got all morning to be stressing about it, which I don't like at all. But we had Sam this morning and she was showcasing the fab new collection, which was the circle waterfall. And I have to say, I love it. I watch it whenever Sam goes live. Myself and Benita, we video chat with each other and we watch together. And I absolutely, the two of us were like, oh my gosh. Mind you, Hayley did say to us, because we sometimes craft with Hayley, a couple of us, I do a messenger call on a Tuesday. I'm just looking at that all full. I think I'll do these in pink and I'm gonna go, yeah, I'll start with my dark. I do a messenger call with a couple of crafty ladies. So we get to video chat and chat with each other and stuff. And that is so much fun. I really enjoy that. Thing about going live on YouTube is I don't get to have the feedback. Now I have the feedback in the comments, but I am so useless at reading them and keeping an eye on them. So that's the problem. But sure, look, Benita is in there keeping an eye on the comments and chatting with you. But I do love doing the colouring with the Ohuhus with you all, because I'm nothing special when it comes to colouring. And I think, you know, the colouring comes out looking really well, and I do believe it's down to the markers. Now, I was using the Smith's Co-Expert blend markers, and I think I might do the dots on this hat as well. Yeah, and we'll go in with the light. And I found them really good, you know. I was very happy. It wasn't a brush tip that they have the smaller bullet tip. And I did enjoy them. I really think if you're a beginner, you don't want to spend the big bucks. You know, I got the 320 set of markers. Hubby bought them for me for my birthday. So if you didn't want to go to the expense of that, the Smith's Co-Expert ones were like 49 euros for 320, which really you couldn't complain about, you know. And I found them great, but what I do like about the Ohuhus is the color layers better. So I can take one marker and I can color, you know, we'll say I can take my light pink, let it dry, then come back with the same light pink and use that, and it'll layer on top and give a darker image. That's what I'm doing with my two color blends. I'm using the dark to give shading and light. I hope you can see it there. You can see it better on the hat, and you can see it there on that one. The dots are very small for you to see there. Whereas I think the Co-Expert, they don't do that so much. Some of them do, but the lighter ones can tend to wash out the darker colors. So yeah, I'm going to go in with the blues as well. So I have to say I enjoyed them. I would recommend the Co-Expert ones. I know Ohuhu, you can, you know, you don't have to buy a 320 pack. You can go in and get a smaller pack, you know, depending on your budget, which is great. I'm going to do my darks in here. And they do recommend, if you're learning your colouring, that you start with the light and then go to your medium colours and then your darks. But I'm a rebel, and I find it just as easy either way. So you just do whatever you find comfortable doing, you know. And I'll blend this in, and what I'll do is I'll come back in with my lighter blue colour once my light blue has dried, and then I'll come in and do another layer, but I won't fill it as much, and that will give me my layered blend, like you see there now when I go over that. So it looks a bit weird like this, but it will balance out. Now I do have a 3-color blend for these, so I could have taken my mid-tone and gone in with that as well, but I'll just go back over that with the lighter one again. Now I want to do some of my teals, and I'm going to add my teals to this one. I'm going to do a couple of dark strokes, and then I'll come in with my lighter colour. How are we doing in the comments? Rita said, oh, you're having chats in there. Colouring looks great. Nice and smooth blending. Thank you so much, Alicia. I am working on it. I do enjoy watching tutorials with colouring. So that's that one. Oh, thank you, Becky. Wrong end. Becky said, doing great on your colouring, Simone, getting more confident. I am. I think the more you do, the more confident. Like, I would very much have been, oh, I'll colour it in once and then I'll scan them. And then when I want coloured images, I'll take my scanned images. But I have to say, now that I'm enjoying the colouring, I'm not doing that so much now, because I'm enjoying coming in and colouring the images myself. So yeah, I think that's the difference when you have markers, whatever your colouring medium, that's the word I was looking for, whatever your colouring medium is, you know, I think practice makes perfect, and enjoying using the products is a big thing. So here now I'm going in, starting with my light colour, and then I'll put down my dark colour, and then I'll go back in with my light colour. And I'm sure there's some of you are there and you're brilliant colours. I know Kay is just fantastic when it comes to colouring. Benita is very good when it comes to the colouring as well. Sam is very good at the colouring. So, I mean, when you have great inspiration. Oh, I see Mike. What did I miss? Mad Mike, my hubby is in there. Benita said, a lot, lol. And Mike said, oh no, what did she do now? Can't turn my back for a minute. Oh, Hayley, have you seen Hayley's colouring? Hayley's brilliant. Sure, how can I not do colouring when I've the likes of that? You know, I've Hayley, Benita, Sam, Kay. So much fabulous colours, people who colour in my life. Like, I have to be inspired by them, you know. So I'm just flicking out from the dark with my light colour. And I'm not saying this is how you should do it. All I'm doing is saying this is how I do it. I missed a bit in the dark in this one. So where I've the dark done there, I will come on now with my light colour again, but I won't go the whole way up. So that will give me my 3-colour blend. So that's what I think. That's what I'm doing anyway. That seems to work for me. Right, so I've got my yellows. And like I said, the list of the colours I'm using is down in the description. And look, I know yellow and red and teal probably aren't a great mix. I don't know where they are on the colour wheel. I don't know, you know, the colourology behind it all, but I just know that this card is for my granddaughter, and I just know that she's going to love to see all these bright colours. So that's what I'm doing, you know. Sometimes we can overthink it. We can be like, oh, I should do this and I should do that, and it has to be perfect. And at the end of the day, we're doing a coloured card. You know, we're doing a bit of colouring for on a card. So, you know, Mike is telling Benita that she needs to watch me like a hawk. I don't know why, but there you go. So I'm doing a bit of dark around my ribbon because that would throw shade down across the bottom and along the side. Now, you know, you have a light source and all the things. Yeah, I'll get there with all that stuff. But I just want to be able to see a little bit of light, a little bit of dark blended in, and that'll be grand. Sure, doesn't that look fine? Do you know what I mean? Like, my ribbon has dark and light areas and stuff like that. That's all we want. I'm going to go back in with my light colour now. That should be dry. And I'm going to bring in, do you know, that colour? Well, I think for me, I was very much afraid of having this very different light colour and then having the dark colour. And to me, like, this is so light and that's so dark. It doesn't look, but when I see other people doing it and I look at that, I go, oh, wow, you can really see the colour, how it's hitting the hat and how it looks. And it took me a while to comprehend that it needs to look like that, because when I'm looking at it myself, I'm like, oh, that looks a bit, but when you actually see it, then when you stand back from it and see it, you realize, no, but that's how it looks in life, you know? So I hope that makes sense. And I hope this is helping people who are struggling. Oh, there's Avril. Avril is in the background. I see the two eyes there, Avril, lurking. Are you a lurker, Avril? Right, I think I'm going to do the cake. I'm going to do one more cake and then I can have a box of gifts. No, I'm going to do the gifts because it's one cake and piles of gifts. So I'm going to do one more of these and then I'm going to fussy cut them out and finish doing the card. And I hadn't planned for it to be a long live because I would have been live with Benita, and do you know, we would have had the banter between us. So between the two of us chatting and doing, it would have made the time, you know, a little bit longer. But yeah, sure, it's Friday and we're all getting prepped for the weekend. I don't want to be here for like 2.5 hours. Oops, I've gone over on my ribbon. Well, you know what? That is now going to be purple. And I'll just go over that with the darker colour. Right, I'm really focused in. I'm just throwing my eyes up there to make sure that I haven't got my head under the camera. And am I missing much in the chat? Oh, the stalker is in the chat. That's it, Benita. Our fun stalker is in the chat. Avril. And Tez is there as well. Bonjour, mon chéri. I only do that to annoy Tez. Do you know what? I'm sure she'd throw a whole load of French back at me. Can you speak French, Tez? The great thing about living in France and being English is you can get away with not having much French because there's such a good English community over there. I think the French are pretty good about that as well. Okay. I think Mike is there talking to the dog. I don't know if you can hear him, But I was saying to Alicia, can you hear Ghost in the background and stuff like that? And she's like, Mom, we don't hear it because you've got a really good microphone on. The DJI mic is so good at picking up what you're saying, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't highlight other things going on, which is always great. So how are we getting on? Tez and Mike are having a conversation. I don't know who Mike is talking to. I hope there isn't too much background noise there for you now, guys. I'm having to concentrate on this bit because it's a very fine line, and I need to go to Specsavers. Not only do I need to go to Specsavers and get my eyes tested, I need to go to Specsavers and get my ears tested as well. Right, I'm going to bring in a very gentle darkness there as well, and around our bow. And like I said, this doesn't have to be perfect. It's for my little granddaughter. She's not going to be judging my colouring. I don't know, is this boring for people? Do you enjoy this kind of thing, watching the colouring? I know I love watching when Sam does colouring. Myself and Benita, I tend to go very quiet when Sam comes on colouring because I'm like, ooh, I've got to watch her. I think Mike might be in a meeting or something. I think I'm kind of happy with that. Okay, I might do a nice big yellow gift box as well. I think that'll be fun. So I'll go in with my lightest colours first. Which Ohuhu markers are they? Shaz is asking. She's sorry she missed that bit. Well, Shaz, if you click the More button in the description, you will see I have listed all the markers that I'm using. Now what I've done is I've added in the 3 colour blend because I work on a 3 colour blend, but when the images are small like this, I just tend to use the darkest and the lightest marker. So for all the markers I have used, they are down in the description. I showed earlier how I have swatched my markers, and I showed how I then make a note of my coloured blends. I don't know if you missed that, Shaz, but if you'd like, I can show you, or you can watch back and you can see it. But I'm quite happy to show you. So that's my darkest one, that's Y17. And I'm going in now with Y19. So my Y19 is shading. So that would be shading underneath our ribbon. There would be some shading underneath where the lid of the box closes. Then there's 2 ribbons here. So where that ribbon is casting a bit of shade, a shadow, we would have shadow under there. And a little bit over there. But you know what? You don't have to be too precious about it. Because unless... Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lightest colour again. And rather than colouring all the light colour, I'm just going to come out from where my dark colour went. Like that. I'm going to do the same around here. Because this is going to layer up. I'll add another bit along there, and then under there, and underneath where our lid was. And I'll show you now how that looks by just pulling that out. And I hope you can see on the camera, because like I said, it's not pure clear, but you can see where the darkest and the lightest is gone. So if you want to emphasize that dark color again, you can go back in with your dark. Do remember that as the alcohol dries, it fades down a little bit. So I'll go back in with my dark now and a little bit underneath the box lid and down along by where our ribbons were. And then there we go. That's how that one looks. So it's very subtle. I know some people, they like to see the layers and everything on it, but for me, I like it being subtle. So it just depends on what what you like. And Puddy said, everything is fine, Simone. Great. Shaz said, thank you. I presume that's a yes to seeing how I do it. I'm just going to come back out. So I have my markers are stored here in a tower which holds 15 along. And so I've done boxes for 15. So I know that from this end to that end, from one side to the other is 15. So I've marked mine 1 to 15, and then I've marked down the side. I've done the same thing on my towers. I've put the numbers in on my towers as well, so that when I look here, if I want RV35, I know I go 8 across and I come 5 down. So over here, I'll go 8 across and I'll come 5 markers down, and that's where I'll get that RV35. And when I'm putting it back again, I know I can check my marker. Oh, that's RV35, that's here. That's 8 across and 5 down. So that's how I manage my markers for all 320. They're all swatched out there. So any marker I want to get, I have my grid system. You can see here it goes down to 22. I have it down to 24. How long? Yeah, I have space, that goes down to 24. So I've only brought it down to 24. But if I want to get the Ohuhu pastels or whatever, I can add to that tower. I can add to my sheet. And then what I do is I'll take 3 colors. We'll say like the violet colors here. So I'll take 3 markers. I just had a look here and I went, what 3 markers do I think will go well together? I took a piece of cardstock, did a little color testing, and when I found 3 that I found worked well. Do I have one in the bin here? Like, this is what I would do. I would sit down and play with my colors and see the greens, which greens go together. And then what I did was I then took them and added them here. So when I had found YG015, YG211, YG012, I put each of them swatched out, and then I did my color blend. So if I zoom in, you can see that's my color blend for those using, checking out and seeing how the colors look. This is the color, this is the paper I used to stamp and color my images. This is the paper that I put that I printed up my swatch sheets on. So it's all the same paper, because you can use some paper and it can give you a different result to, what you're swatching on. So I think it's important to swatch on the paper you're going to use. For me, that's what works in my head. So I hope that helps, Shaz. I hope if you are starting out on your colouring journey like me, that has helped you. Okay, I'm going to zoom back in now and go back to colouring our little boxes. So I think I'll go with the, might do the pink with the yellow. Yeah, I think I will. So I'm just going to colour all my ribbon in my light colour, and then I can go over it with my dark, and then I can come back in with my light if I need to. Becky is watching, listening and enjoying my yard. Pups are ready for breakfast, so we'll be listening and doing that. I love that. I love that you're pottering away and doing your own thing, that you have the live on and that you're listening away there, and just a bit of company, and you've always got it to come back to. You know, afterwards you might think, oh, I'd like to do a really cool card. I've got that mechanism. And I have shown how you can make that mechanism without having the die. It's not as easy as having the die. Do you know what I mean? You have to do a bit of effort to make it. But if you don't have the die, you can do that. But that's all I really want and hope for, is just to inspire people, you know, using the made to surprise products. That's my intention, really. So I'm just pulling out a bit of the darker color where I think it would be, and then I'll go over that with a little bit of the light just to blend it in. There we go. Lovely. I think I'll do my gift bag in teal. And you know, you can take things like a gel pen and you can come in and do polka dots on your box, you know, like that. Or you could do stripes on the box as well, you know, to embellish. So just because they're plain there doesn't mean that you have to leave it that way. You know, you can put a bit now, admittedly doing white on the yellow probably wasn't a good call, but you could do that, you know. Yeah, so don't forget, you can use your gel pens, your metallic pens. Benita said, I need the same paper as you to colour on. Well, I have spoke about the paper that I'm using to colour on. I have a couple, I got a big box, you know, with all the reams. Let me pull back out again. So this is the one I get. It's from a company, 123ink.ie. I do think they ship mostly worldwide, but this is the Pro Design. It's 300 GSM. It works in my printer. I've put 4 or 5 sheets in my printer and printed up, and it's printed up no problem. That's the Epson ET48000, and it's an eco tank that I use, just in case you're asking. This is for professional color printing. It does bleed through a little bit. I usually have a plastic sheet underneath that I colour on, but my desk has a plastic surface. This surface is a photography background surface, so it's plastic, but it doesn't reflect the light. So whether I use a plastic sheet or on my background, but I do recommend when you're doing it, colour on a plastic sheet. But that is the paper that I want. Mike's asking, do I want tea? When do I ever not want tea, Mike? If you're making tea, I'll have one. Not too hot and only 2/3 the way full up, please, and thank you. And everyone else is saying they'd like tea as well. That's hilarious. Oh dear, I love it. Okay, I'm going to do a red. I'm going to do red on the ribbon here. Yeah, you're all saying you'd like tea. Weak with no sugar. I like it moderately weak with sweeteners. Lynette, that's how I like my tea. Michael doesn't take any sweeteners on his tea, in his tea. He's sweet enough. Isn't that right, Mike? He'll come in the door now and he'll be all the chats with you. You'll get to see Mad Mike. Have any of you seen Mad Mike? Do you know what my hubby looks like? Let me know in the comments if you'd like to have a look at Mike and see him. I'm sure he'll be happy to come in here and give a wave of hello to you all. He should have been an entertainer. He's very entertaining. Okay, I'm being very careful with this red because red will bleed. Or if I go outside the lines. So I'm being very careful. You might notice that I took off the little picture in picture when I'm zoomed in, because I figure I'm looking down. Oh, I forgot to zoom back in. Well, there you go. You see, all you're seeing is the top of my head. Let me zoom back in. Oh, gosh, what am I like? Mostly professional, but not always. So I'm going back in with my very dark colours. So where the ribbon has curled over on itself, I think there would be shadows there. There would also be a little bit of shadow where, you know, the ribbon kind of has creases on the front of it. So just a little bit. I'll pull some shadows down the ribbon, some up. Oh, here he comes. Here he comes. Walking down the street. I don't think he heard me, did he? Is he making me tea? Okay. Right, we have some of our shadows in. I'm going to pull those down and pull those up. And I'm not going all the way. I'm not bringing my lighter colour all over where my lighter colour was. I'm just bringing it up a little bit so that we still have our first colouring with the light colour in there. Okay, let's see. What do we think? I think that looks okay. I'm more or less happy with that. Now we've our gift bag and our tissue paper. I think I'll give it a nice light colour tissue paper. Oh, that needs to be purple. I just spotted a piece that I missed. Where's our light? Just in there. I missed a bit. Okay. And then I have a darker colour. This is Y55 and Y59. But like I said, folks, the list of what I'm using is down in the description. And our little bag. What colour shall we do our bag? Any thoughts? For the colours that we have left, what colours do we want to do? For a little gift bag there. I'll read a few comments when you decide what colour you want to go. Blue, purple, yellow, pink, teal or red. Let me know in the comments below. Lynette said she hasn't met Mike yet, but she would like to meet Mike. Well, I mean, you know, you call each other cause. So maybe it might be nice to meet him. So if he comes in with the tea, I'll see if he'll come around to the camera. It wouldn't take much now, to be honest. Alison has joined us. Afternoon, Alison. We have some assembly done. We have some colouring ready to stick on, and we have some colouring ready to fussy cut out. Teal. Right, I have two teals. I'm going with teal only because I've fussy cut those out, and then we'll do a bit of assembly. So I'm going to go in with my light teal. I'm going to zoom back in. Teal. Lovely. I like teal, said Rita. I like teal too, Rita. Okay, that's great. So we'll go with the teal. Thank you guys for leaving a comment there. Don't forget, if you're enjoying the video, to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And that way you'll see more of my videos and my lives. I do love going live though, I have to say. Especially with using OBS for streaming. It's made it so much easier to just go live. It really has. I am absolutely loving it. And I'm looking forward to having some guests join me over the next couple of weeks. I have some crafters who have said that they would like to go live with me and experience going live with a crafter like this. So I'm so looking forward to doing that with them. And I'm looking forward to sharing with you, once I've everything ironed out, who those fab crafters are. And I know that you're going to love it. I have two crafters who craft very differently to me. There's Mad Mike.
Oh,
Come
no.
in.
Don't show me on the camera. God, I'd be so embarrassed. Oh my God, no.
Come over here
no,
and
I can
stand
do the
beside me. Right, I'm going to
Come.
come.
These mad ones now.
You're looking up there.
You're using that.
Come down so they can see you.
Hello. Hello.
Come down there and say hello.
I'll be back. Wrong way.
There you go.
Hello.
There's Mad Mike,
There's
ladies.
Mad Mike. Yes, formerly known as Squiggle.
Squiggle or Cuz.
Oh, how's Cuz?
Yes,
Cuz,
Lynette is
go
there.
back.
That's it, you're too small. We need to get
Yeah,
you a
you're
chair.
always saying that.
So just say hello, everyone. There we go. Look, you can see yourself there.
It's like a time warp, isn't it?
have you not funny to say? You're always so funny in the comment section.
Listen, you beat me the last time I said things funny on here.
No.
I get very rude.
He's warned.
Is Jane on here as well?
Jane is on there as well.
Oh, wow. Mwah, to Jane, Arlen and Alicia and all you lovely people.
There you go.
I'll be doing a live with Simone one of these days, showing off my amazing crafting skills.
We're definitely going to go live together. I'm going to get Mike to make a card. That should be fun. Can you get up now without help?
I can. I'm just. Bye, y'all. See you again.
Thanks for the tea.
Oh my God, I'm on YouTube, Simone. Never did that before, did I?
Oh, yes, you have. Michael used to be a gamer and he used to go live all the time.
Can I go and watch myself now?
You can, go on.
If I rush, I'll be able to see.
You will
Bye!
see. Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
I've created a monster.
I get my clothes on, like it's in the contract.
I go
Fine,
back.
alive, it might be naked then.
Get out and close the door. Do you see what happens? You give an inch, they take a mile. Anyway, I hope that made you all giggle and you enjoyed it. I'm getting back to colouring in my little bag. There we go. Nice to finally meet you, Lynette said. Oh, good. Hey, Mike. Archie said hello too. Oh, lovely. You've done it now, Mike. When are you doing a craft live? Oh, he'll be on here with me. Tez, I'm telling you, he'll be on. It wouldn't take much now to get him to come on here with me. We're always joking with each other that I don't have him on. Right, that's the colouring done. I'm going to very quickly fussy cut these out. So when I'm fussy cutting, this is the scissors I use. It's a Fiskars spring-loaded scissors and it's brilliant. I have flaccid tendonitis in my wrist, and I also have I think it's called a ganglion cyst, which is here. So I do have wrist issues, and I find these scissors brilliant because as you cut, you press to cut and then the spring wants to open, so it helps with this motion, and then turning your cardstock is what actually moves the cardstock around. So I like to cut my pieces out so that they're smaller, and then I cut them down to size. So I'll cut around them like this, and then I'll fussy cut. And it won't take me 2 minutes to fussy cut these out. And I'll be able to read a bit in the comments as well. So I'm gonna cut that across there, and I can keep that for later. I'm going to cut across here. I'm just looking, that'll be brilliant. Bye, cuz. And all the laughing emojis. I'm delighted you enjoyed it. So I'm going to cut out this one zoomed in and show you how I do it. I like to start at an even, a straight area, and I cut in along like so. And if you watch, my scissors hand isn't twisting and turning. It's actually my left hand, which is not my dominant hand. I'm right-handed. So with my left hand, I will then turn the cardstock. So as I'm cutting, as I press down on the scissors, the spring then will open them for me. And you might notice I have my finger resting on the blade of my scissors. So this, I find doing this for when I'm doing turns. Do you see like that? So it's off my finger now and I'm going around. But if I want to go for a tight turn, I tend to bring my finger in and sit the bottom of the scissors against my finger. And then again, I'm not moving the scissors. I'm not turning the scissors. I'm turning the paper as I go around. So we'll bring that out and then bring that down. And there you go. There is my fussy cut little gift box. So I'm going to zoom back out so you can see me. And I'm going to quickly finish these off. Mike, I'm just going to take a quick swig of my tea. Oh, that's lovely. And now chocolate biscuit wouldn't have gone amiss. But in saying that, I'm off chocolate for a while. I've been eating a lot, not a lot, but I've been having like some chocolate every day for the last maybe, I don't know, week and a half, 2 weeks, and the old headaches are back. And I don't know whether it's the sinus. I have sleep apnea. I have severe sleep apnea, and I was using a CPAP machine for that, but it absolutely killed me. Not that I wasn't able to sleep in it, I was, but it was causing aerophagia. So what happens is, as I was breathing in, because the air coming in is pressurized to help with the breathing and the snoring, it was pressurizing my stomach and intestines. So they were blowing up like a balloon from the pressure. And then I would wake up in the morning feeling very nauseous and in pain. So I was on that for over a year and I was really struggling. And then I saw Joe Rogan talking about the Z Comfort mouth guards and how he had sleep apnea, struggled with wearing the face thing. I had, mine was a nose one that covered my nose. And he had tried this and he found it worked brilliant. So I gave that a try and that worked brilliantly for me. I use a little bit of tape over my mouth to keep my mouth closed with the mouth guard in my mouth. And I don't wake up with a dry mouth. I don't wake up with the headaches that I used to have. Because I had it so severe, I was literally having an episode every 3 minutes. So when you're a snorer and you have sleep apnea, your tongue, the muscles for your tongue relaxes in the back of your throat. And then what happens is you stop breathing. And then the body will, literally, you stop breathing, but your brain kickstarts you to breathe again. So you build up carbon dioxide in the lungs. And it's not good, especially for women. So I found that really good. But I found in later years that eating chocolate, I can have a bit now and again, does me no harm. But if I'm, if I get a fun pack of, Snicker bars and I'm like, oh, I'll have one of them after lunch. And if I do that a couple of days running, then I'll notice the headaches will come back. So chocolate for me is out as well, which I don't mind really, I'm more of a savoury girl than a sweet. But yeah, so that's my life story. I don't know why I got onto that, but there you go. So I don't know, do many of you or any of you have sleep apnea? I think it's something more of us are actually prone to now than we ever had before. Hayley is off. Goodbye, Hayley. Sorry if I missed you saying you were leaving. I've just got to nip out. I'll try and catch the end when I'm back. If not, take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. And you too, Hayley. And thank you for demoing some fantastic samples for the Made to Surprise new launch, the circular waterfall. It is amazing. Have you all seen it? Those of you that enjoy the mixed up craft products, have you purchased? And where does your products have to go? Where in the world are you? I don't know if you know, most of you will. I'm in Ireland, so it has to come to me. So between customs and all the things, I'll be lucky if I have it next Thursday. Unlike some of you lucky muckers living in the UK who will have it tomorrow, Saturday. Some of you will have to wait till Monday, but I think a lot of you in the UK will get it tomorrow if you have Saturday deliveries. You're so lucky. But Hayley did some amazing card samples for it. And she did mention to me, actually, Simone, you're going to love this collection. I'm like, oh my God, can you give me a sneak peek? And well, I didn't actually ask her, because I didn't want her to be in the position to say no. And I didn't like for her to be in the position because, she's supposed to keep it confidential, and I didn't want her to feel bad. But yeah, I did enjoy giving her a rise though. You're so mean, you won't show me. She knew I was only joking with her. But Sam gives us sneak peeks as well as she's going along, so that's always exciting. But I can't wait to get and to share with you the new collection. Hayley and I are going to go live with that, so it won't be next week, it'll be the following week. We're going to go live together, and we're going to make something with the new collection together. We're also going live next week. So Hayley and I will be going live next week. I'm also going to have another guest on next week, so you'll really you'll be ruined, because you have me twice this week and you're going to have me twice next week. I'm going live with a surprise guest next week, and I'm also going to go live with Hayley next week, and we're both going to use our bundles. So if you missed it, I shared a live on Wednesday where I had a bundle made up by Craftworld for me. They asked me what products did I want to craft with, and then they made up a bundle where you got 60% off the products. So what was £97 something was like £37 something. I was blown away by that. So yeah, Hayley's going to use her bundle. I'm going to use my bundle, and we're going to make some cards. And I said to Hayley, maybe we might make 3 cards. And we might do something different to what's expected. So watch this space for Hayley and I crafting next week. If you have the products that we had listed in our bundle, then yeah, see what we're going to make. Fun cards, hopefully. So let's see. I want to put that about there. And then I'm going to, now you could have your background and have it with pattern paper. You could maybe take a colored cardstock and emboss it. There's so much that you could do for the background piece here, for what's behind our spinning piece. But I just wanted to go plain with it so you could see it. This is to help to inspire you. So I think what I want to do is I want to put my cake up in the top, and it's going to sit over like that. So what I want to do is I'm going to check how far I can go up so that'll spin around without getting caught. So I know I need to take a little bit off this, so I'm going to do that now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of curve it a little bit like that. So that'll sit curved. So although I'm not putting it down here, it just means when it spins, I know that that's gonna work perfectly. So I want my cake to be at the top, but when it's spun around, it can be wherever. So I'm going to use my quick grab glue for this. Now I'm only going to glue what is going to be stuck onto our spinning part. I'm not going to add glue up around the top there. So just be careful where you're adding your liquid adhesive, and don't get any on the piece that's underneath this. You know, our middle part that we glued down, don't get any glue on that either. So I have just glued 2/3 of the way up. I think that is straight. I'm going to stand this up and look at it to me so I can see how that looks. That should look good there. And I'm going to give that a little test. And I'm not going to use that because I don't want to use the, oh, look at that. That swings past there, lovely. Yeah, I do like that. So I know I've lost a bit of the bottom of the cake, but you can see what it is, you know? So that's brilliant. Now I have that on there. I've got one box of goodies that's going to go here. Well, one pile of goodies, I think, and one that's going to go there like that. And again, I want to make sure that these are in a bit. So I'm just going to cut off a little curved amount just so I can be sure that they're not going to, because I don't want to do this during the live and it not work. So yeah, so I think I'll put one there like that and one there like that. Mike is outside, he's looking in the window laughing at me. So I think I'll have them there like that, and then I'll cluster more around there. And we've our little frogs as well to add on. Evie has mine, so hopefully I will get it tomorrow or Monday. Oh, that's great, Lynette. That's great. So I'm going to pop him there, and I'm going to pop him there. Maybe like that, so they look like they're on the four. So I'm going to add a little bit of liquid glue behind my frog, because although this will move, I kind of want to have an idea where I'm having them, just like that. And that is a metallic paper, so it might take a little bit longer. Yeah, stick that down there like that. Perfect. I'm going to bring in my stand so it's closer to me. That little frog there. Lovely, so they look like they're standing on it. Now I'm going to add some glue, and I think we'll have, I think I might put party hat, and then remember when you're doing down across the bottom that you need to have that upside down so that when it spins around, it'll be the right way up. Because if you sit it this way at the bottom, then as it spins around, it's going to be upside down at the top. So make sure you put that in there like so. Do I want to? No, I'm going to keep some for putting on our layers there. And I really should pull out a happy birthday as well, because I didn't do that, did I? No. But I've loads of them ready made there. So I think I like how this is looking. So I'm going to stick these down. Add a little bit of glue. How are we doing there? Jeanette said, that's fab. You can still see the cake. You can. I mean, you can look at it and know it's cake. So that's really what we want, isn't it? So we'll add, and you can see there, I'm not bringing the glue the whole way up to the top, you know. So we'll put that one on there, and I want that tucked in like so. And then this one down here. Kay Rogers says perfect. Thank you, Kay. Thank you so much. You ate that bit, Simone. Certainly would have if it was real. Des, love me a bit of cake. Love me a bit of cake. So we'll put that one down here. Okay. And now we'll do a little cluster of 2 hats there. Because as you move this around, then you'll see, I know the frogs are kind of blocking stuff, but yeah, we might do that there and that there. Yeah, I think that'd be nice. Looks like the frog is wearing the hat there the way it sits. This is the hardest part for me, is deciding where things go, what way I want them to go, you know, that kind of way. I think I'm going to pop this one. I might move this around so I can pop a hat there. I might need a little bit more glue. I might pop that there like that. And then pop this one here like that. Yeah, that metallic paper, the red, I got a sheet of all different colors from Amazon about 2 years ago. It was a 50 pack. So it was fully loaded. And I loved it. I might put that little one there and that little one there. I think that'll be nice. What do we think? Yeah, that's what I'll do. It was fully loaded, a 50 pack. And like I said, it was a couple of years ago. And I'm still using it. But when I go into like any kind of, do you know, shop that might have stationery or that in it, I'll have a look and see what they have as well. And sometimes you find it in the oddest places, like Lidl's do, they do craft papers and stuff as well. Sometimes you'd be like, what? Yeah, I think I like that like that. Do I want the 2? Yes, I do. This is the hard part for me, is deciding where I want stuff to be, you know. I think that looks fine there like that. Right, let's see how that looks. And then you can use these to pull around, you know. Whee! Isn't that fun? It's nearly like a Ferris wheel. I love that. I love that. That's so cool. I think some accent glaze on the eyes, which I will do later, will look fab. And if you find it's kind of falling forward a little bit, now I use 300 GSM cardstock. Each of these has been cut out twice and glued together using Collal. The same with the stand piece here. I do have other videos showing how I put these together, which wasn't lives. I'll link that after the live, the playlist that I have. So all these pieces for our stands, cut 2 out for each one, double it up and glue it together. I do need a sentiment. That looks so cool. I love it. That looks so cool. I do have a tub full of sentiments. These are the birthday words with the shadows and words. Look, I have birthday. Now, you know I'm not going to want to do, and I don't want gold or black and gold. You know what? Isn't that Murphy's Law? I don't have a birthday. But we could, no, I do have pink in that. Pink would work. What do we think? Could put the birthday there. Oh, it would be good if you were in shot. Could put the birthday, like the birthday could be stuck on here, you know, and then because this will still turn. Yeah, that will still turn once it's all glued. Oh, I do like the birthday up there. Do we like the birthday up top or down below? Top or bottom? Put it in there into the comments. Top is up here with the birthday or bottom down here. And I'm just going to put birthday because we have the 4. What do we think? Top or bottom? Pink is fab, Jeanette said. I agree. It's fantastic, Simone. On the base, so that's bottom, Kay says. But Pauline says top. Avril says top. Carmen says yes. Is that a top or a bottom? Top or bottom? Kay is bottom. I think Kay, you only get 1 vote. Top, bottom, top, top, top. Happy at the top. No, I don't have a happy in pink. Well, I do, but you know what I dislike about this happy is it's a lowercase h, and then my birthday is an uppercase B. Do we want to do that with a happy birthday like Jeanette said? Or do we just want the birthday? Bottom, Rita said. Jeanette said frozen. I don't know what that means. Top, Tez says. That looks good, Jeanette says. Right. Are we going with happy birthday? What do you think, folks? I think birthday just on top looks really good. Now, do we want happy on top and birthday below? So if you want happy at the top there, type in happy. If you think just the birthday up there, say birthday. Carmen said birthday at the top. Tracy Ann said birthday at the top. Rita is saying just birthday on the top. Birthday at the top, wishes on the bottom. Right, we're definitely going with birthday up top. Now, do I have a wishes? I don't think I have a wishes. I just have yay. Do you know, I've used so many out of this tub. You can see here, I have the original, like 4 years ago, little cardstock. And I've been, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm watching a live on my own or with Benita or whatever. I cut out a load of them using the little cardstock because that's what I have. So I find it great to have them ready to go. Do I have a happy? Do we want a happy with it? I can fussy cut out a quick happy and stick that on. Just like that. So let's see. Do we want to stick a happy on there? Right. Do we want to put a happy? Let's bring our cake back around because that's where I'll be kind of stopping from. So if our cake is at the top, like that, then our birthday needs to go there like that. So where am I sticking the happy? I don't think the happy looks good, other than putting the happy up there and the birthday down there. No, I don't like the happy. I'm going with the birthday up here at the top, folks. Small happy at the top. Birthday at the bottom. Yeah, a little happy. Yes, 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 yes. Muckers assemble. Hi, Sam. I don't know. I'm betwixt and between. because I don't know, does the happy kind of looks a bit floaty in the air there. So we could put the happy up here like this and have the happy there and the birthday down here. Sam is saying no. Okay, birthday and happy both at the bottom. Sam said, well, so we're going birthday here. The Queen has spoken, folks. What can I say? If I put the birthday, I'd have to put the happy on a bit of acetate. Will we do that? Jeez, I promised I wasn't going to be long on this. I've got to put this on acetate then. Let's do it. Sod it, why not? I've got a bit of acetate, look. I've got a bit of acetate that could go on there. And then we can have that stuck up here so that it's floating like that. And then we can put our birthday there. So that's sitting on top as well. And our happy is up there. What do we think, folks? Sam, what do you think with the happy on acetate and the birthday there like that? Come on, let me know what you think. Both at the bottom. Birthday 4, kind of weird. Jeanette said. That's so funny. Put them both at the bottom, Kay says. Yeah, you better listen, Simone. I know, the Queen has spoken. So do we all agree? Happy on the acetate with the birthday just beneath it. Yes, 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 yes. Yay, just grand. Perfect. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get some double-sided tape, which I have here right beside me. That wasn't at all planned. So I'm going to stick a little bit of that on here. I love this. This is fun. I love this. This is so fun when you're all shouting at me. I love it. Right, so there's one piece. I'm going to double it up because it's a thicker sentiment. And put that on there as well. And then I'll decide how long it needs to be. I think what I'll do is stick my birthday down. Lovely. So I'm going to pop my birthday onto here like that. And then we have our other little gift boxes and little party hats and things that we can cluster around there as well. So I have those for you to go. So I'm going to put my birthday down there. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to my birthday sentiment. Actually, if I, yeah, let's see. So the bottom of my Y and along there like that. And across the bottom there. It's hard to know where the liquid adhesive needs to go. Okay, so let me see. Okay, we have our birthday. I love this. Okay, now we've got our happy to go in there. So I'm going to plunk that in there like that. And then I can, right about there. So I need to cut that off here. This is brilliant acetate. It's like, what do they call it? There's a word for it. It's really, really thick acetate. Like you wouldn't use this if you wanted to be bendy or anything. It's what they use in, words are hard. Especially when you're trying to concentrate. It's for building things with, you know. if you're making things for college and stuff, and architects and things like that use this. I love this tape. It's really, really good, but it is a biatch to get the release paper off it, but I'm nearly there now. Right, let's see, how am I doing? Sam gave us the yes. That's good to know. Right, I'm going to stand that down. And I want it kind of floating so it doesn't look like it's stuck to it. There. I think there will be good. Do we want it there? Or do I kind of want it over here? Oh, I kind of like it there as well. Sam, you make this all look so easy. Okay, I'm going in and I'm going there. I'm going to add a bit of pressure. Lovely. Okay, so I just need to add my pieces now that I have left over to the front, and I think I want to put one here like that. Do we want to put those on the front? Oh, options are hard. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I think one there, and yeah, because I don't want to hide the birthday now. So I think I will put these two together like a cluster of birthday gifts at the front, and maybe the little hat then. I might pop the hat in the back. That's what I'll do, folks. I'm going to put one there and one here. Okay, decision has been made. I'm going to put that one there. And I'm going to put this one here. Like that. And then I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to put my party hat here. And that way we're bringing a little bit of what's going on in the front to the back. And you know, if you have more time and more images, you can add more to this than what I have. A little bit. Fill it up, go for it, Tez said. Okay. So we've used lots, and I didn't mention this in the description, the birthday words, but I will add it in there later. So the back of our card looks like this, with our fabulous Make-A-Wish. Let's celebrate your birthday, hip hip hooray, with friends and family near on this very special day. Celebrate with cake, will it be one slice or two? You deserve the very best, with love from me to you. Isn't that lovely? And Sam made that up herself. She's a poet and didn't even know it. And there is our card. I hope that you like it. Sam, I hope I've done you proud as ambassador for MTS. The whole thing swings around. Isn't that fab? We have used our Make-A-Wish stamp set, and we have used our birthday words from the big word set. I love this, and I think my granddaughter Jane and my daughter Alicia will love that too. And you can stop it wherever you like, you know. I love that. I'm chuffed with that. I'm chuffed with how well it came out. So this live has been all about celebrating Made to Surprise being sick. Being 6, I think it's... I need a drink of tea. That's what's wrong. Hang on till I take a drink of tea. Right. This live is celebrating Made to Surprise being 6 this week, this month. It was May 6 years ago when Sam started the brand. And did you think it would end up as wonderful as what it is, Sam? It's an absolute credit to you. So all the links are in the description down below. The colours that I used, the alcohol markers that I used, they're listed down below. There's a link in the description for Craftworld. It's an affiliated link. So if you do shop at Craftworld for the products that I've used, for the new collection, for anything at all, if you pop to Craftworld and you're going to purchase something, I would really appreciate if you use my affiliated link. I'm going to come back up to me now and show you the card, and yeah, let's do that. So there we go. There is our lovely card. Can you see it? There it is. I absolutely love it, and I think Jane will too. And if I spin everything around, you can see there it all spins so nicely. You can do this using the any of the circle dies that are in the Made to Surprise brand, because Sam has got frames for the 3D display. You could use those as well with a nested die behind it, you know, to give you a background for it, like what I've done. So have a look through all your products. You never know, you might have something like what I used for doing the cats, or if you've got nested dies, you've got some lovely stamped images, you can just bang away and do this. Like I said, it doesn't have to be on this style of card. It can be on just a standard card. I've made two, one with cats. Where is it? Oh, it's up there on the top shelf. I won't reach for that. But I've done a smaller one from my mom for her birthday. Let me show you. This is the one I did for my mom. And this is a smaller size one. If I remember correctly, this card is literally 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. And again, it all turns on this one too. You know, they're made to supply butterflies as well. So yeah. So have a look at your collections that you have on your shelf. I have a wooden floor below me, and I have an office chair, and this thing goes all skew when I go to sit in it. But definitely have a look at what you have in your stash. There are lots of Made to Surprise products that would make this style of card, and you could take a showstopper fold card and put that on the front and have it as an element on it as well. I love it, and I think if Sam came out with a die that made this easier, that'd be brilliant too. So you never know. So that's it. I'm going to leave it there, folks. I'd like to thank everyone who joined me. We had loads of people in the chat. I miss so much, but I'm just so useless at reading the comments while I'm crafting. But I do keep chatting with you, you know. So thank you to everyone, especially Benita, who was the moderator today. Thank you to Pauline, to Tracy, to Kay, to Tez, to Lynette, to Rita, especially Mad Mike, to Sam for joining us, to Hayley, Alison, Anne, and I bet you're fierce excited about your gift from Sam on its way as well. Caroline, Jeanette, yeah, to all of you lovely people, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed the card that I've made for my granddaughter using Made to Surprise products, celebrating the Made to Surprise 6th birthday. Like I said, myself and Hayley will be crafting next week with Made to Surprise again, because it just doesn't end here. Made to Surprise celebrations is for the whole month of May. My birthday was the 4th of May, so may the 4th be with you. If you know, you know. So I'm delighted to be celebrating a whole month for Made to Surprise. So keep an eye on this channel, keep an eye on Hayley's channel, and most of all keep an eye on Sam's channel, because we've loads of great videos and lives coming up for you. So I'm going to leave it there, folks. Until next time, thank you so much for joining me today. It's just gone 4 o'clock, so 2 hours. I hope you've enjoyed your Friday afternoon with me. I really have. So until next time, take care, stay safe, and bye for now. Bye everyone.